I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our channel here at Underdeveloped, and today we are reviewing another movie. This is A24's Death of a Unicorn. Directed by Alex Scharfman.
Who has directed absolutely nothing before. This man has produced a couple movies.
Okay, so he's a first-time director.
He is. He directed a short back in 2010, but this is his theatrical debut.
So his first
feature.
His first feature film. So Death of a Unicorn, Paul Rudd plays Elliot, and Jenna Ortega plays Ridley. They're father and daughter. Elliot is a lawyer, and he reps this huge pharmaceutical company. So he goes away with his daughter to their mansion where the guy who runs the company and his family resides. And on the way, Paul Rudd, Elliot, accidentally runs over an animal, which turned out to be a fucking unicorn. Ridley, played by Jenna Ortega, she makes contact with the horn, and she sees like time and space and blah blah blah. Connects to it essentially, and then Poulter decides, hey, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna put out his misery because Ridley was dead, and at least seemingly. And then he puts it in the van, and then they drive to the mansion, and then within that time, the unicorn breaks free, gets shot in the head by one of the guards, and then they all realize that this unicorn has special blood, has a power in its horn, and they decide, as all humans, greedy and desires money and influence and control and immortality, they decide to harness or figure ideas to harness this creature's,
Or exploit.
harness, exploit. Yeah, they want to harness it so they can use it for themselves. They want to exploit this creature's resources, and in doing so, I assume it could be his parents, essentially tracks him down, the unicorn down, and goes on a slaughterfest.
Yep.
And they have to figure out how to, defeat these unicorns that are trying to kill them, while still trying to retain the resources of the baby unicorn that they try to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually the movie.
That's basically the plot.
Yeah. If you want to get specific details of every single thing that happens, watch the fucking movie.
Exactly. Movies in theaters now, go watch it.
Yeah. Okay, so cool. I like this movie. I think this movie is getting a little more mixed bag. A friend of mine who's really a true cinephile, he doesn't like it. I'm interested in seeing why. Now I have to see this movie. I'm really interested in seeing what he has to say, like why he doesn't like this movie, because I think this movie is pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the best movie of the year, but I think it's solid. I think it's very funny. It's not very funny, but the movie is funny. Like the comedic moments hit.
Yeah, it's humorous.
The timing is on point. There's many laughs that was in that theater for sure.
Yeah, movie got me a good couple times.
And I think exactly same with me. And I think most of the cast had very funny moments, from Paul Rudd to Téa Leoni. Jenna Ortega, not really. But
no, she was the straight man.
Yeah, exactly. She was a straight man. She was like that like special girl that has the connection with the big monster.
Yeah, she's the maiden.
But then they kind of made that, they kind of glorify that, they kind of like explain that.
Yeah, they actually made a thing in the story, which made it more palpable for me than her just being a trope.
Yeah, exactly. So that was settled. Will Poulter, I thought was very funny.
Oh, he was hilarious.
He was hilarious. I think he did a really good job. I mean, he's impressing me. I like this work in The Bear. He showed that he could do more serious stuff with The Bear. He showed he has comedic chops with like films like We're the Millers, and of course this,
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's getting in shape. He looks like an Adonis now. He used to be like a little wimp, with freckles and shit. Yeah, now he's like a. That shows you once you get your hair right and your body right, you're hot. Yeah, he's good. Téa Leoni was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. She has some great monologues in that. Also, I mean, Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. Who's the father?
I'll pull him up real quick.
Richard E. Grant. Yeah, Richard E. Grant. Dude, talk about a thespian. He just reek thespian in every fucking any kind of dialogue that he like emoted in this movie. felt like a theater performance. Like
Yeah.
from his hand actions to his exaggerated voice.
Which it works so well for that character because that character he comes across like he has a million things to prove. You know?
Of course, yeah. It worked. I'm not. It wasn't a bad thing at all. That's just how we did it, which made the character very funny and fun to watch.
Yeah. And I'm also adding that I thought it was just an excellent choice for that character.
Yeah,
it
for
just makes so much sense
hand
for him.
movements to the extra projection in his voice, like he's mouthing Shakespeare.
Yes.
He's reciting Shakespeare. Like that's the vibe, and that's the kind of, and a lot of those like huge corporate figures, these billionaire tycoons. That's kind of how they had this like really refined, really larger than life thing to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like interest.
They tried to present themselves as much larger than what they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dave made a joke about it one time. He got killed off in the movie. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And this movie, obviously the themes in here, just like quickly people, will sacrifice people they love for greed, sacrifice anything for greed on these, like what
it's all about greed.
It's all about greed. It's all about greed and exploitation. That's what we do in the real world. Like it shows how the rich people of the world exploits resources and leaving little for the rest. Spoiling the natural world.
Yeah,
and the natural world attacking us in
the way they treat animals in general for a lot of these products we make. Yeah,
and that goes on to all the natural resources, and now it's biting us in the ass with global warming. So it kind of tackles many things. Tackles corporate culture, exploitation of natural resources, exploitation in general. Morality in business. Yeah, morality in greed. You know what I mean? Like morality, like, oh, I'm gonna exploit this for myself and keep it for my people. You know what I mean? And try to mass produce this.
Yeah.
Instead of just leaving things as they are. No, I have to prove that I can make something huge. You know what I mean? Like.
Yes, I have to be the one who cures cancer.
And a constant justification. Exactly. Not because they really want to do it. It's really because vanity.
Because then it makes them a fuck ton of money. Like,
it makes a fuck ton of money.
Look how important I am. I'm making all this money from doing this incredible thing.
We're going to dethrone all those cancer of nonprofits. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then Leopold's trying to turn this into some kind of NFT. Like,
effectively, yeah.
Next big Griff. It tackles American corporate culture.
It does, yeah. Like the unicorn and how it's
business ethics.
Yeah, the unicorn and how it's being exploited in the movie. Like it's a very allegory
it kind
of
breaks
a
down
bunch
the process
of things.
of how it all begins, like how they start to monetize everything.
Yeah,
and how greed starts. You know what I mean, and what it leads to. Mm-hmm. And then as time goes on, we give less and less of a shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They were not getting
hurt.
Yeah,
they become more.
They
and more
absolutely
selfish.
did. Oh, they absolutely did. We saw that transition happen throughout the movie. They were already kind of like that, but we really saw it escalate.
Because once you have the resources and you have it, you're like, no, I'm gonna keep it.
No, I need this. It's mine.
Paul Rudd, the main character, he had a whole crisis of faith too, because he's torn between being a father and his career.
Yeah,
he was the guy that like, I'm trying to provide for my kid. Now that my wife is gone, I gotta make sure my kid is set up. Mm-hmm. But Jenna Ortega doesn't really give a shit about any of that.
Yeah.
So is he really doing it? So the question rises: is he doing it for his daughter and his family? Is he doing it for himself? Is he doing things for the right reasons?
Yeah, and that was a big part of his journey. He had to seriously ask himself that, and that's what makes his character work for me is that he goes on that full circle.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like. And honestly, like this movie is just very gory. Also,
yes, a
like
lot of
some scenes are flat straight. They feel like they're straight from Alien at times.
Yeah, straight up disembowelments and ripping out guts and spleens and shit.
Yeah, like it's some serious horror movie shit at certain points of the movie, and I think that's done tastefully well. I don't think it interrupts the comedy too much.
It doesn't go scary vibes. This more gives off like this gory, like dark comedy.
Yeah, and I think a biggest reason for that is that the unicorns themselves just look very obviously fake.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest. That's my biggest real knock against the movie is that the unicorns are very obviously CG.
Makes sense. A24 is not really known for using high budget.
Yeah, they usually don't. Like this movie's a $15 million budget. For $15 million, they did for $15 million. That CG is good for that budget, but still, like in terms of.
But I think because of dark comedy, we could have leaned into the sort of prosthetic thing.
Like it's not. Yeah, I mean, we could have done prosthetics. That might have cost them more money.
I'm not even for prosthetics. I just mean just like whatever they use to make them.
Well, obviously it's CG. It looks like CG.
I don't know. It looks semi-practical. I don't know if they did try to do like half and half.
I don't. If there's any practical effects in there, I would be very surprised. It did not look it to me.
It is a very novelty.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's a very expensive novelty, which is another reason why I don't think they would do it nowadays. Not for a movie this budget, at least. Yeah. But anyway, it's not a big enough knock to really take me out of the movie at all. I still enjoyed my time with it very well.
I mean, part of it's because of the tone of the film. So the film is not really meant to be taken that seriously. So
yeah. So it's easier to forgive it.
Yeah.
If this was like a super serious all the time movie, then that'd be a problem.
Yeah, that'd be a huge problem.
But yeah, this is a movie that's honestly just generally a good time. If you're looking for something funny to watch over the weekend, I'd say go to the theaters and check this out, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, remember, you always have to support your local movie theater and support movies you actually want to see. Movies that are good. And this is worth supporting, I'd say.
Yep, so I think it's time for scores. I guess maybe like a 83%. That was solid.
Yeah, I was thinking like 84, 85, somewhere in that general area. Just a solid-ass movie. Not like amazing, not like one of the best movies you've seen even so far in the year, but still a very good movie, very entertaining.
Very entertaining, very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth a watch.
Yes, 100%.
You'll laugh, get some good social commentary, some gore.
Yeah.
You know.
Something nice and easy just to make the weekend go by.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that being said, folks, thanks again for joining us here tonight. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll catch you next time for some more movie reviews.
Hey, guys.